Thank you, everybody, for joining us back here at Mineworx Technologies channel. We have another special interview for you guys today as we sit here with Chief Executive Officer Greg Pendura. Greg, we've got to chat with a couple members of your team, but I'm glad to finally be sitting here with the CEO. You ready to get into it?
Absolutely. Glad to be here.
Perfect. So to start us off by telling us a bit about your background. You have a lot of years of experience here, and I'm curious what it is that makes you tick and what you like about being an entrepreneur.
Well, I've got about 35 years experience in the public market. So I've founded a couple of technology companies and brought them to senior boards on the exchange. So it's really it's exciting in that you're developing something relatively new. Both the times were new technologies that people always think you can't get there, and we were lucky enough to get there. So that's always fun. It's good value for the shareholders, and I think with Mineworx here, I believe we have another technology we've developed, which is going to make a significant impact in the diesel catalytic recycling world, and it's going to be excellent for the environment. It's going to be excellent for our shareholders. So we're at the cusp, I'll call it, of commercial production. And once that kicks off, I think we're going to be in for a tremendous ride.
Okay, interesting. So it fell into what you like doing in the market. So then now tell me how that story started. How did you become the CEO over at Mineworx?
Prior to when I first got involved in Mineworx, it was a junior mining company. And there were some assets in Spain, which there was one asset in Spain, which they had, and which they're having a hard time moving that project forward. I, previous to that, served on some mining boards. So the CEO of that time asked me if I would get involved and take over and see if I could either prove up the value of that project or not. So that was the start of my tenure in Mineworx. Was called Solid Resources at that time. And we eventually proved up that resource and sold it, and that is what gave us the capital to start pursuing the technology side of mining and in mineral processing.
Interesting. So you've kind of touched on it a little bit, but tell me more specifically about your role, what you handle on the day-to-day as the CEO.
Well, I mean, my roles in the prior years have primarily been on the team building side and on the finance side. So in any company you have, the people are the key, and as well as you can form a team will depend usually upon how successful that particular company will become. So I've been fortunate to be working with some very, very excellent people in our company, both on the finance side to the chemistry side to the processing, the engineering side. So with that, we've formed I think a great force to bring this thing into the forefront. And each individual has played a significant part. We've all worked hard, and I think we're at the point now where we're about to see some very significant results for our efforts, put it that way.
Wonderful. Yeah, it's really interesting the different ways different CEOs do things. I mean, if you look at it, one of the classic ideas is of it being a pyramid, but that's kind of went out the door. Now it's looked at as almost inverted, where you find and build the team and you nurture them almost like a bush, right?
Yeah, no. I mean, and it's true. I mean, the idea that the CEO is the kingpin that's so far from the truth. I mean, his job is to install the best team he can and try to give them the opportunity to do what they can do to basically maximize their efforts. So I call it a team facilitator job. That's really what it is.
Yeah, fair enough. So, Greg, I guess kind of capping things off, we've got to know about your past. We got to know about your role. What's the primary message you really want people to understand about Mineworx?
Well, the path we've chosen to go after on the diesel catalytic converter side is interesting. Most people have no idea the relevance of that market. It's the the two primary precious metals that are used in diesel catalytic converters are platinum and palladium, both very expensive. Both prices are going up and they will continue to go up for geopolitical reasons and for sourcing reasons. So there is no commercially viable way to extract that at the present time. Up until a short time ago, smelters were the only game in town, I'll say, for processing the materials so that they could recover the platinum and palladium. Short time ago, smelters are refusing to accept diesel catalytic converters for various reasons, mostly processing. They have capex restrictions on emissions. So we have an opportunity, which is a multi-billion dollar a year industry that is getting larger and larger each year. And there's no end use for the end of life diesel catalytic converters to extract the platinum, the palladium. So what we've done, we've been able to do it in an environmentally friendly way. Will be considered a clean technology. We can do it in a commercially viable fashion. We've completed all our R&D testing on the chemistry side. We've completed our initial pilot plant testing in Vancouver. We have relocated that plant with our partner, Davis Recycling in Johnson City, Tennessee. We've completed all our process optimization. We know now how to design, and we're starting to build our commercial plant. That first phase of the commercial plant, or module, if you like, will be up and running prior to the end of the year. And that will be the last point to check off on all our boxes. Once we tell the world we've accomplished this with the efficiencies and the recoveries that we think we're going to get, we're going to have a business which is really, it's going to be a really exciting opportunity for shareholders.
Perfect. Very well said, Greg. Well, Greg, thank you so much for coming on, and thank you everybody for watching. If you have any questions for Greg about his role in the company or anything related to Mineworx, don't be afraid to reach out to us. We will happily dive into it. We'll get you guys some more updates along the wire as soon as they come along. Greg, any closing words before we go?
No, it's been really exciting to be on here. I just like to tell your listeners, put us on your radar, because you're going to be hearing more and more news about us as we move forward towards commercial production. And this is an opportunity that you do not want to miss. So that's my advice.
Very well said, Greg. Well, again, thank you so much for your time today, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
Yeah, you too, Michael. Thank you.